If XRP is really on its way to hitting $8,000 and replacing SWIFT as the global payments network, then here's the big question: why doesn't Ripple use XRP as its main reserve asset? That's what financial expert Gary Cardone is asking, and it's a question that's stirring up a lot of debate right now in the crypto space. Let's get straight to the point. Recently, a major incident shook the Ethereum community. SharpLink Gaming, one of the first companies to adopt Ethereum as a corporate reserve asset, saw its stock plunge by 73% in after-hours trading. That event has reignited the debate about which cryptocurrencies are actually suitable for corporate treasuries. In response, Lubka, a known Bitcoin advocate, pointed to the SharpLink collapse as proof that Bitcoin BTC is the only reliable crypto to use for long-term financial planning. And Gary Cardone agrees with that view, but then he flips the discussion toward Ripple. According to Cardone, if XRP is truly going to reach sky-high values like $8,000, then Ripple should be adopting an XRP reserve model. In other words, treating XRP like a financial backbone. In his own words, if XRP is replacing SWIFT and going to thousands of dollars, why hasn't Ripple moved to an XRP reserve strategy? That's a fair question, and it's made even more interesting because Ripple already holds a significant amount of XRP, about 40% of the total supply. So, critics might say they do have skin in the game. But Cardone's point is about confidence. If Ripple truly believes XRP will transform the global payments landscape, why not double down and back its treasury with XRP? Of course, the XRP community didn't stay silent. Jason Jude, a known XRP supporter, called Cardone's argument both contradictory and uninformed. He highlighted how ironic it is that critics attack Ripple for holding too much XRP, yet now expect them to hold even more as reserves. It's like trying to have it both ways, criticizing Ripple for their holdings while also asking them to trust XRP more than anyone else. Other XRP fans went further, accusing Cardone of being biased toward Bitcoin. Some even said that ignoring XRP today could become one of his biggest investment regrets in the future. But there's more to this than just opinion battles on social media. Institutional adoption of XRP is quietly growing, and that's where the discussion gets interesting. Take Trident Digital Tech Holdings, for example. They're raising $500 million to build one of the first major XRP treasuries. In China, Weebus International is seeking $300 million in credit to integrate Ripple's payment systems into their operations. And it doesn't stop there. Vivo Power International is setting aside $100 million from a recent private round to build up its XRP reserves, and Logistics Health just secured a $50 million credit line to accumulate XRP. These are not small players. These are serious capital commitments from real companies who believe in XRP's long-term potential, whether as a payment rail or as a value store. So while Ripple hasn't publicly shifted to a full XRP reserve model, there are clear signs that other companies are heading in that direction. That says something. Also, the argument that only Bitcoin works as a treasury asset is starting to face more criticism. For example, DeFi Development Corp, which adopted a Solana-based strategy, is up a stunning 3,657% year-to-date. Even SharpLink, despite its recent crash, had an 882% gain on its monthly chart not long ago. This suggests that alternative treasury models can work, but they come with higher risk and need better timing, management, and clear utility. It's not a one-size-fits-all solution. So back to the original question, why hasn't Ripple gone all in on XRP as a reserve? Maybe it's strategic. Maybe they're being cautious. Or maybe they believe XRP's real value isn't just in holding it, but in moving it. Ripple's entire model is about utility, helping banks transfer funds faster, cheaper, and globally. That's their focus. But Gary Cardone's question still matters, because it pushes the discussion beyond hype. If XRP is as powerful as many claim, shouldn't Ripple be leading by example? Or maybe, just maybe, they already are, just not in the way everyone expects.